How's North
Rain or
Carolina,
sun.
Georgia?
Oh man, I hear gunshots all the time. I live by the sheriff.
Oh, is
He's
he just
just,
shooting
like,
in his
popping up.
backyard?
Yeah, he's getting ready for the liberal takeover.
Would you rather him be bad at shooting?
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
I automatically assume that everybody out here has a gun.
My reaction was like, oh, does that make you want to get a gun? You're actually more likely to have some form of gun violence or something happen
you
just
own
from
one.
having, if you own a gun. But then I'm just like, I hear gunshots somewhere and I'm like, I wonder if like what do I do like to match that?
I don't know. The only reason I think I'd need a gun is for the bear. There's a bear here.
Dang.
My landlord's been giving me information. Then we got into the bear. I told him that the other night. Yeah, I took the trash out the other night at 1 a.m. I was really scared. Kind of see what he said. And he looked at me and he's like, no, don't ever do that again. I'm like, really? And he's like, they have a herd of sheep next door. The bear in one night gutted 6 of them. Gutted them.
All right, we're
Look at that thing,
recording.
bro.
Damn, dog.
Did you get that? Did you get that shit?
We got a guest from the North Pole this week. Rudolph is here.
I've been wanting to rag on myself on the IG, but I don't
Bro,
have the
I
balls.
had a
Scare
pimple.
everybody.
How do I
You had a
fucking make
couple.
this? Oh, there we go, full screen.
What
There
up,
we go.
fellas? Mad delicious, motherfucker!
Oh, what is this, week 4? Season 2?
Yes, it is.
Season 2.
Yes,
week
it is.
4.
What's up,
We're
everybody?
really working through some issues here.
What
I
happened?
mean, no, us. All three weeks in. We're in
Oh,
week
yeah.
4. We're getting things. We're laying things out.
Bro,
We're
look
laying
how
everything on the table.
Fortnite's got me sweating, dude. Sitting still.
Hey, the way you
Today-
go on the hard that you go on that shit,
I suck now, bro. I've been falling off hard.
my ass, bro. This guy builds like seven-story condos in 2 seconds. Fucking.
Sorry for those
Today I
of you
was
who are
watching-
listening to the crunch of
Yeah.
my salt and vinegar almonds.
Delicious. If we can get sponsored by Salt and Vinegar Almonds, I'm down because we are both very excited. George, have you had Salt and Vinegar Almonds?
I haven't. I was just saying I want to try that. It sounds interesting. Sounds
You know what I
good.
like
Pretty
about
tight.
Blue Diamond? I respect the flavor path they went. They went wasabi, salt and vinegar, smokehouse barbecue, habanero, and sriracha honey. No cheddar, no sour cream and onion.
bold. Yes.
Bold
Like,
flavors.
they did not trying to fall back on those traditional. They know that the palate, the flavor palette of Americans has clearly gone
Almond
like
eating
a lot more
Americans.
spicy.
Yeah.
You know, or we're
Am-
definitely
America
more on
likes the
tangy,
nuts.
spicy.
Bro,
I didn't know
all-
that there were other flavors of nuts besides the wasabi. The wasabi was the only one I thought that existed.
Those ones
but I
are
guess
solid too, man. They're all good. Fucking shout out Blue Diamond with the sponsor.
Blue Diamond.
Yeah, this
This is the
episode brought
spot-
to you by
but-
Blue Diamond, who has yet to give us anything. But please,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
want
Couple
salt and
packs,
vinegar
we're
couple
fucking-
almonds.
boxes.
We're begging you,
Yeah,
Blue
we happy.
Diamond, all right?
Yeah. We're an easy sell.
Yeah, we don't even use
just throw us a
apps that make us
handful.
money, but we want your fucking nuts, Chief.
Yeah, look at him. He's scooping your nuts with a spoon into his mouth. That's how much he likes them.
Sophisticated, bro.
God knows that all our listeners enjoy some nuts in their mouth.
True.
Blue Diamond should send them out. They should sell it with like a little like branded fancy spoon to eat.
A little
with, so you
baby
can have-
spoon, yeah.
Exactly. That's
I
perfect.
knew a drug dealer that used to give out.
I was gonna
little
say,
spoons.
are we getting into cocaine here? We're gonna
Yeah.
get into cocaine talk.
Literally with
I
the
don't-
bag.
No, this is my almond spoon.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. Like a little snooter, the little shotgun. It's for my almonds.
Why is it
I gotta
so
I gotta
dusty?
clear up something from last week though, because that clip made me just fucking look like I hate people with mental illness, and that is not
No,
the case.
man.
Bro,
No,
I got
we-
messages, dude, on Twitter, on
Clear the
fucking
air.
yeah,
The
dude.
thing-
What are we saying?
Yo, you
I-
edited it so it didn't just like there's parts of that screaming that need to be the context is taken out when I'm just like fuck mental illness.
Nah, you didn't
That's
say
what they
that.
do.
You didn't. Well, look, those
Definitely
clips
not.
are made out of. There's a bunch of context that's left out. So,
Yeah.
I think
know.
the main thing is. I mean, we all agree with the majority of what you're saying. You did choose to go harder than the rest of us,
Yeah, well, it's Kanye. Fuck Kanye West always.
and I did,
forever.
and we were bringing up other things. You know, that's why we have a conversation here. We're not. It's not like,
All right.
dude. Not everybody likes vanilla. You know what I'm saying? Fuck
No
that.
more almonds. No more crunchy.
It's
I'm
okay. You're better
starving.
than me.
I will
stopped
say,
myself from
I will
snacking on the
say,
pod.
and I know we're
What?
late because we didn't do a sound check or anything, but Halsey, the level, Cal's levels are just like, I don't know if it's Cal's just way of being, but
Am I
his
too
levels
high
are
or too?
so low compared to the rest of
Oh.
us in the video from last week.
Well, yeah, Cal
Oh,
just
how about
also
right now?
talks like a dormouse. So.
I think that's what it is. I think
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
The
So yell in
decibel-
this episode.
The-
You got to be yelling, Cal.
The decibel level of the soda
Yeah, but
is
you're
remarkably
you're
low.
up. Wow,
Yeah.
we got to balance because I feel like George. Let's talk
George has
sound.
been loud
Let's talk
since
sound.
season 1, day 1.
Nah, but you're loudest. You're the loudest in the last one for sure.
I'm screaming the whole time.
It was the Kanye rage for
Yeah,
sure.
but you were genuinely loud, not just like levels loud.
Here, let me turn it
That's what I
down.
mean.
These guys are
Turn
gonna
it down.
these
He's
guys are
doing
gonna
it.
see my porn browsers on YouTube.
Yes. So yeah,
I
throw
don't even
them
know
up.
how to do it.
Screen share. Throw them
Zoom?
up. You got a screen share. At
Oh,
the bottom.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll just won't-
Speaking of porn, I mean it's not porn, but I do
speaking
want to
of-
say it's, I saw a lot of people talking about it's not porn. It's definitely not porn, and it's definitely fucking weird. I saw a bunch of weirdos on YouTube reviewing bad babies OnlyFans. Kind of weird. Some
Bro,
of them
yeah.
are
That's
way too
predators in
old to
waiting,
be.
bro.
Yeah, that shit is weird, bro.
If you're waiting years,
I don't know what's
for someone to
weirder,
turn
that
18,
or that those reviews showed up, that those like that topic shows up in my recommended list on YouTube.
well, you
I don't know
got.
what's weird.
That's honestly a good point. What's going on, George?
I think I just listened to too many fucking controversial podcasts.
Is that what it is?
I saw it show up on the Andrew Schultz. Shout out to
yeah,
them,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah.
That guy's a funny motherfucker, man. He's
Flagrant
awesome.
2,
yo.
boys. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
funny.
he's sick, yo.
But no, that's
yeah,
what's
yeah.
weird about that whole situation because people were legit like, I've waited 5 years for this, and it's like, bro,
That's weird.
What
That's weird.
are you talking about, dude?
That's fucking
5
weird.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
because she got
long.
popular when she was like 13. It's been like 5 years since the Catch Me Outside shit. She turned
Oh, shit.
18, and then a bunch of guys. It was massive on Twitter, bro. It's just
She
like
grew up, man.
pedophiles jumped out of the gate. But at the same time, they waited. Devil's advocate, they waited till she was 18, but it's still a creepy fucking thing to say. Like, what are you
Definitely,
doing? Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, it's good they waited.
But it's also like
still
you're just
pretty
lying.
gross.
You're
Yeah,
lying and
exactly.
wait. Like I can't.
Is
I
that
was-
the best thing you could say, Cal? It's good that they
Yeah,
waited.
Yeah, good that
Exactly,
they waited.
right. I mean,
Oh
whatever,
my
good.
god. Oh my
Well,
god.
I didn't realize. Man, she's so young. When she came out with "Catch Me Outside," she was like 13
Oh, yeah.
or something.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
she like, fuck.
Yo, she's a billionaire though. You want to talk about making money? Everybody froze.
The way that the media machine, like, kind of. I mean, honestly, just like sort of the way they present people like that. How could not even talking about like sexually in this case, but just the way that she could say that and be like so aggressive and then be treated like she's like at that time was like, fuck that, she's crazy, that lady's she's insane. Like I guess
She's
she
a
was on
little
one of those
girl,
Dr.
man.
Phil
Well,
shows.
she also-
yeah, exactly. She's like a kid.
She also outed Dr. Phil's little rehab clinic for being basically
wow.
abusive, and like
Oh wow.
a ton
good
of
for her.
people attested to like the experience they had because she was like one of I think like 30 people that went to this little camp or whatever. So.
Mhm.
I
it's
mean, I
fu-
wouldn't
it's
doubt
fuck,
it.
It's fuck Kanye West
yeah.
and fuck Dr. Phil. Always.
Oh, for sure. Fuck Dr. Phil before everything.
Is he a
Yeah.
real doctor? Does
No, I
he
don't
like
think
actually
so.
have a
He's a fucking
Nah, I don't think so.
he's a fucking opportunistic
True.
egomaniac fucking asshole, dude. I mean,
That's all
that shit
Oprah's
is
fault, though.
ridiculous, dude.
She brought Dr.
I
Phil.
guess
She's brought
so.
a lot of those. She's brought a lot
I'd
of
say-
grifters into the world. Honestly,
I'd say
hasn't she?
Maori. Is it Maury?
Maori.
Maury?
Maori. Oh,
Maori?
Oye,
hey,
Mauri,
hey, ¿qué
¿cómo
pasó en el
está?
Maori, eh?
¿Cómo está el show, Mauri?
¿Cómo vive Maori?
I was gonna say
mi niño.
Maury Povich and Jerry Springer. Yo, and shout out to damn, I forgot his name. I'm a dick. The guy from the Get Out actor.
I
you know what I'm
forget
talking
his
about?
name. Oh yeah,
Right,
he's got
Peele,
it.
Keanu, which,
The
no,
British
not-
dude. Anyways,
Oh.
he shouted at he ended at the SNL. He did SNL like 2-3 weeks ago or something. And at the end, he's like, and in the words of Jerry Springer, be good to each other. Some shit, whatever Jerry Springer used to say at the end of his show. And I was like, you know what? Jerry Springer gave a fuck. At the end of every show, he gave a fuck.
What happened to Jerry Springer? Where'd he go?
Is he
That's a good question, man.
But then he also
he was
got. Remember
huge.
his security guard Steve Wilkos got a show too.
Oh shit! Yeah, that guy went in, man. That guy was serious.
Daniel Kaluuya, he was on.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Daniel Kaluuya. He's
Kaluuya?
like,
I don't know how to say it.
he opens up SNL saying he's like, I'm super hated. I'm black and I'm British. That's what he's saying.
Wait, Jerry Springer was also English born.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That makes
those
now,
were the
now it makes
times,
sense,
bro. You
He's
remember
outing
those
the American culture, dude. Yeah,
that
those
was
were the times. man.
daytime television growing up. That was like 9 a.m. Jerry Springer was on.
Yeah, when you didn't go
Excellent.
to school, it was that Jerry Springer and Price is Right.
Price
That's
is
what I
Right. True.
I just watch music videos too, or cooking channel. That's what I would do.
True. The
Guys,
cooking
Jerry
channel.
Springer was born in a London underground tunnel during bombings in World War II.
Whoa,
That's pretty crazy.
really?
Yeah,
That's a pretty
That's
badass.
wild.
according to Wikipedia.
Jerry
Yeah,
Springer
anyway.
is a Jerry Springer episode in himself. That's wild. That his birth is
yeah.
wild.
So I didn't get Maury, because when I started watching him, realized now that he's just the same as all these people. But like at the time, it was like he seemed a lot more sort of like reasonable. Like
What's
more,
great
like-
about Maury is he was married
Yeah.
to news anchor Connie Chung, and nobody
Yeah.
knew
Really?
about it. Yup.
No way.
I remember finding that
Yeah.
out, and I was like, "Okay, Maury, this guy's in there."
Hey,
Mhm.
gold digger.
He made his moves.
No,
Well, then he
Maury
made his own,
brought
like,
in
huge-
money, dude.
but was
Eventually
that
did his own
before?
big
That's
thing.
I say that because I don't know
the
why I assumed it
timeline.
was before, but was it before or after he got famous?
They probably
We don't
met
know the
because of it.
timeline of Maury
Yeah.
and Connie Chung.
Hold on, let's get Maury on the
Until we
phone real
see.
quick.
Let's fact
Yo,
check. I'm
Maury
fact checking this.
Povich. Maury Povich, next Mad Delicious guest. That would be incredible. That would be fucking
God,
phenomenal.
fucking
A lot of fun.
imagine,
I would love to have a great. He's 82 years old, folks.
What would
my
we talk to him
God.
about besides Connie Chung? What the hell else?
His Bitcoin.
Man, that
Yeah.
guy's probably
Does he have
loaded.
Bitcoin?
No, I don't know. I'm just joking.
Okay.
We do have to get a guest on though. We got to find one for next.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are gonna.
I
Get
was gonna
tired
propose
of this
it,
season.
but
Well, who we got, man?
people are gonna. People
got
hate
tons
us.
I got tons of friends. I can always ask them. I was
Dude,
hoping
that's
I
what
was
it's all
hoping for
about.
Ant, but he never fucking got back to me outside of like that initial week.
Okay, hey, well, we gotta get him through.
A&T, you
Get
gotta
that
jump
happen.
in, bro. This is
Yeah.
the public
We're summoning you, dog.
outing. Yeah, we gotta. A&T, if you're watching, which he says he's an avid watcher, which I'm super stoked that he actually checks us out and he fucking. I miss that man, dude. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. He makes.
I also want to hear
Speaking
that
of which,
song.
That's what I was gonna
Very
say.
good, dude.
Cal's working on some Friends of
Yeah,
Monsters
we
right
got
now
more
that we're
FOMO.
wrapping up.
There's more FOMO. We're just
Absolutely,
keep cranking it out. Doesn't matter.
absolutely.
How's North
Rain or
Carolina,
sun.
Georgia?
Oh man, I hear gunshots all the time. So I found out what the gunshots are. It's the sheriff. I live by the sheriff.
Oh, is
He's
he just
just
shooting
like
in his
popping
backyard?
up. Pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, he's getting ready for the fucking for the liberal takeover.
Well, I mean,
No,
he's got,
but-
would you rather him be bad at shooting?
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
I mean, at least he's
Great.
at least
Good
he's
question.
practiced. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Yeah.
I automatically assume that everybody out here has a gun and or has shot somebody before.
Yeah.
Not
So you
somebody.
said- So you
I'm
said that
kidding,
the
I'm
other
kidding.
day, and you were like, "Hey, like, yeah, these guy like definitely has a gun, or like I hear these gunshots." And so my reaction was like, "Oh, does that make you want to get a gun?" And you're
That's
like,
right. You did ask me
Definitely
that.
not.
I
Because
don't
I would
get
be
a
like,
gun.
"Oh, I feel like if there's like people around me who have guns, I guess but I don't know how to use a gun. So, and also statistically, you're actually more likely to have some form of gun violence or something happen
you
just
own
from
one.
having. If you own a gun, and that's why it's kind of like, really, you're right. Like it's the right answer, maybe like right, whatever, wrong. But it's like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to not have it. But then I'm just like, I hear gunshots somewhere, like in a open space, and I'm like, I wonder if like they're not coming over to get me, but I just feel that like I want like, what do I do like to match that force?
Shit.
Do I need to, or what do I do? I don't know.
I guess
Well,
if I was stoned enough,
if you-
I would like maybe freak out if I overthought it, but I don't know. The only reason I think I'd need a gun is for the bear. There's a bear here.
Dang. Well, so
Oh,
if
wait
you
a
hear like rhythmic shooting, right? Like
Oh no,
that's probably even just like 12 shots in a row. That's probably training. If you hear like
just
one
12.
or two, well, yeah, because it's a clip or a 10-round clip. You know what I mean? Like target practice. And then if you hear like erratic shooting, someone's probably getting killed.
Well, I
So
actually hear it's pretty open space here. So all I hear usually it's and then like it's so
big gun.
like yeah, it's a big ass gun. Whatever this man is shooting is giant.
probably a
But
shotgun. Then.
yeah, it's like every when he's doing it, it's like or she when they're doing it, it's like 45 seconds or not even 45, dude. Let's say 30 seconds between shots.
Might be a rifle then, just like a a little
It sounds like a
bolt
rifle,
action,
man.
like re-aim.
But anyways, so the bear. I don't know if I talked about the bear, but so
No.
I've been my landlord's been giving me information here and there, and so he told me about the sheriff. That's the sheriff shooting his gun, and then we got into the bear. I told him that the other night. I was on the phone with Jose, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm gonna go take the trash out," and I was like, I wasn't kidding.
Damn, it froze up again. Fucking fuck.
I had to go take the trash out because they come super early, and it was like 1 in the morning, dude. I haven't ran that fast in ages, dude. I like already walking out there, kind of walking fast. Once I put the trash can out there, my mind was just wild with all the thoughts, and I fucking sprinted back to my crib. It was so fucking scary. And then I told my landlord, I'm like, oh yeah, kind of like. Haha, yeah, I took the trash out the other night at 1 a.m. I was really scared. Kind of see what he says. He's like, and he looked at me. He's like, no, don't ever do that again. Never do that. I'm like, really?
Really?
He's like, yeah, because the bears, they're looking for the trash cans. Number one,
Yeah.
and number
So you're
two,
gonna, like run into one there.
so my front neighbor, the neighbor that lives in front of me, he saw the bear right where my trash can is, basically right there. That's where he quote unquote came up on him. I don't know. If I ever want
Also,
to
not
you
come
come
don't
up
out.
on
you
a
don't
bear,
want the
dude.
bear to start getting comfortable around you, because then
No
it'll
way.
start. Well, even if it sees you, right? Usually, it's like if it sees a human, it will run away unless it's being territorial, right? Because they're just not used to seeing them up close. If it starts seeing, they get humanized, as it's called, and then they'll come closer and closer, and then eventually that motherfucker's at your front door, like, "What's cracking,
Moved
bro?
in,
Let me,
like your girl is hanging out with them. Like you're
let me
like,
get
what the
some
fuck? Like,
Let me hit that bong, Georgia. You fucking got Yogi Bear at your door."
Yo, it smells real good over here. No,
That's
but
it's the same shit
dude,
with coyotes,
scary.
bro.
There's
There's one.
coyotes
that
here.
is scary.
There's
Yeah,
also
but coyotes are
coyotes
not
here.
the bears.
Oh, so to finish it off, to finish the story, he's like, yeah, and he's like, tell him he's like, a couple, I don't know what if he said it was like a couple years ago or a couple months ago, but there's giant ass sheep next door. They have a herd of sheep next door. Dude, this place is wild. And the bear in one night gutted 6 of them. Gutted them. He's like, "Oh, he told me that the bear killed 6 sheep." And I was like, "Geez." I'm like, "Over how long?" He's like, "Oh, that was one night." I'm like,
Bro, that does not
"What the
sound like a bear,
fuck?"
dude.
Yeah,
Dude, that's
what
what I
was
was
it
like,
doing?
That
sounds
sounds
like
like
a
a farmer's
drunken
kid,
rage,
bro.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's up to no good over there, dude.
That's
But
horrifying.
and he said, yeah, he's
Jeez.
like, he's like, he gutted every single one. I was like, fuck that bear. I'm not even
And,
like,
hung him up, you know, like like some serial killer shit.
left the baby sheep. The only sheep that was left alive was the little baby sheep.
So that just sounds like a human, bro. Why would the bear leave the easiest target alive? That makes
I
no
don't know. He
fucking sense.
probably found out that Trump lost or some shit. I don't know. Fucking.
Bro, that's a bear ain't got no conscience, dude. It's going for the weakest thing first. And nah, and that sounds like somebody with a conscience stopped and didn't kill the baby.
That's what I was thinking,
Chupacabra,
man. That's why I was.
Or Bigfoot.
After I
What's
heard
there
that,
in the
I'm not
Smoky
doing
Mountains?
this anymore, man.
What's the cryptid in the Smoky Mountains? Like, what's like the big? Is it Bigfoot?
The stink, the swamp foot or whatever.
The The Smoky
The
Mountain
swamp foot.
Yeah, there's a stinky
creature.
it's like a skunk ape, I think is what it is. I think that's
Really?
genuinely what it's called, the skunk ape. Hold on, let me
The
look.
skunk ape. I've heard about this.
Skunk ape is
Really?
an ape-like creature purported to inhabit swamps of the southeastern United States. Well, you're not southeast, so Florida being
skunk
most
ape.
common. But yeah, apparently it's a big stinky ape, and it has like a noxious fume to it.
That's fucking. That's a hell of a like thing to be like describing it with. That
Okay.
would make me think that it's real if they're like, yeah, and it stinks.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't just make some shit up and be like, oh yeah, and it smells too. That's the weirdest thing to make up ever.
You can't trust anything out of Florida, though. It's a Florida creature, bro.
Spearfinger. That's the creature that
Spearfinger?
the Cherokee tribe said lived in the Smoky Mountains. What is Spearfinger?
Oh my god. Oh my fucking
Oh,
god.
it's like a like a witch.
Yeah, it's like a witch, bro. I don't like that at all.
The Blair
Hold on.
Witch Project.
Should I share my screen and look it up?
I'm gonna. Absolutely. Yeah, that's
All
better.
right.
Let's get professional.
How do we do this again?
Oh,
Okay.
speaking of stink too, I just found out about stink
Oh, here,
bugs.
share screen.
I wasn't keen to
Uh-huh.
what stink bugs were, and our house has been stinking basically.
I'm sharing
And
my
I didn't know what
screen.
it was, and it was stink bugs. There's been these little bugs in the crib, and it smells like they kind of smell like rotting meat, dude. It's disgusting.
They're not like
man.
a little roly poly, or what do they look like? Are they little beetles?
They look like a little beetle, but with like a camouflage kind of like leafy rocky leafy back looking thing, and it stinks, dude. For a little bit, I was like, did Charlie? Every day I was like, did Charlie shit, and we just haven't changed it for a long time or something? Like, kept
Here's the
checking her diaper. I was like, what
Like
the hell is
everywhere.
it?
Ooh, look at that.
Bro, I don't
Ooh.
like this at all, dog.
So hold on. So
That looks like
this-
one of their own, dude.
Mm,
Oh my god, they
Mm.
even got this little like fucking. I don't like that
oh,
one
that's
bit.
creepy as hell.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
a figure in Cherokee legend that lived along the eastern side of Tennessee and western part of North Carolina.
Ooh,
Utlunta
look at that
translates from
finger,
Cherokee to
dude.
the one with the pointed spear. Yeah,
Ew.
which refers to a sharp finger on her right hand.
I'm
her sharp
convinced that all
finger
these
is-
things.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm convinced that all these things were just like too much ayahuasca or whatever peyote eating, and they just they think they're seeing all these things.
Most of the time, they're like legends that are about like that become these things that we're like, oh, it's a real thing, but we're sort of more like fables, sort of life.
Well, yeah, they're
lessons
supposed to be
and
like life
morals,
lessons. Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's
like,
there's a canyon out
so-
here that's got
Mhm.
crazy like lore to it. Richard Ramirez used to go there. I forget what it is. Let me look. Haunted California
Oh
Canyon.
god, but this is creepy though. Can I just like say a little
Yeah,
bit more?
wrap
about
it up.
Spearfinger?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Real quick, her sharp finger is said to be her forefinger on her right hand, which she used to cut her victims. Her mouth was stained with blood from the livers she ate. Often she clutched her right hand tightly because her hidden heart and only weak spot was in her right palm.
Oh, she was a
there you
bitch.
go.
She was a little bitch.
So you
is
gotta
what she
make
was.
sure you gotta make sure you go after the right hand. Oh yeah, and she's made of stone, so it sounds like thunder when she walked because she crushed the rocks on the ground as
That's
she stepped.
dope as fuck.
That is pretty dope.
All right, hold on. Check this out. I'm gonna share again. I got some interesting stuff about.
That sounds like an album concept right there, dude.
There's some stuff. Ooh,
Yeah, Black Star Canyon is the name of the shit out here, dude. So there's a starts with a bloody massacre of Native American, the Tonga tribe, took place in 1831, and then the fur trappers were mysteriously killed. Richard Ramirez and other mass murder or serial killers of California history have gone there to dispose of bodies. There have been also reports of hearing faint sounds of tribal chanting somewhere off in the distance. If it gives you the chills, the other tales of bloodshed will sure give you them as well.
where is this now?
The Black Star Canyon in Cali,
Black Star
Santa Ana Mountains.
Oh, word.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a
That's
school bus that
crazy.
crashed there, and every kid died at a freak accident.
Ooh,
Whoa,
like-
dude!
horrifying.
Were they gutted or were they just like thrown from the bus? What,
Nobody
like-
knows why, and the bodies were found a mile from the bus, so they probably were alive and then killed.
It looks beautiful though.
Yeah, it looks
Maybe
good.
Tiger. Maybe
Yo,
Tiger Woods.
little Mad Delicious on the go, the first ever live stream.
What's that?
Tiger Woods was going 85 miles per
Yeah,
hour.
that's what I was
in
gonna
the
say. I
school
said,
zone.
I was gonna say maybe
Just
Tiger Woods
tore
was
right
driving
through
the
it.
bus.
That's
dude.
horrible.
That's terrible. Wait, I
That's
didn't
a
know
bad
that.
joke.
I can't
He was
believe
going-
we can
Horrible
only make a joke.
joke.
He's still alive, but jeez,
He was
He
going
is. That's why I
fast.
said it, dude. Come
Yeah.
on.
Really going fast.
Hey, another tragedy. Big fucking prayers up to DMX, man. I'm
Is he
fucking
dead?
sad. He's
Nah,
not
but
doing good, man.
He's in he's
Yeah.
in a coma, right?
A relapse and then a heart attack, right?
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy,
just-
man. He's been through a lot, dude. And at first I was like, man, he's gonna get through this shit too, dude. Apparently he's been through so much crazy shit that he just got over like it was nothing all the time. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I really
Yeah.
hope he does, man. That guy's a fucking
Me too.
legend.
Absolutely. He's a legend. People, he's like a lot of rappers are younger now, not even that much younger rappers from the last like 5 years are so inspired just by DMX. Whereas, obviously we all like loved listening to him. He's so popular, but just to know how his unique just perspective and style is like, he made an incredible like voice, incredible music, and also just
Dude.
planned his albums. Like those albums were like these way better than other like rappers skits and stuff back then. Like they actually kind of made sense in this really dark and like intense way, and it was
It was like
dope,
scripture, dude. It was like scripture.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
wild.
yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Very
he was
scripture
really
back
good
then.
at keeping. He was really good at doing hardcore, like tough sound and shit. But then, like, you got what was the one was slipping, falling? I can't
Mhm.
get up, bro. That shit,
Man.
like, that resonates on a way more.
I got the
spiritual-
chills
Yeah,
right
yeah,
when you
yeah.
said it, man.
Yeah, man. Remember the video? He's just in a pit looking up, like
Dude.
that shit was
Is that
gnarly,
from
bro.
that's flesh of my flesh, blood
Yeah,
of my
blood
blood?
of my blood.
Yeah.
Dude, that album
cover.
cover's fucking
It's
gnarly,
Yeah,
bro.
That cover. It really is.
Yeah, I was a big fan. I mean, I am. I'm a big fan. But when he was popping, like, I think that was the shit of all the shit to me at the time. We were
that
just
period
like all
was
about
a lot
it,
of
dude.
motherfuckers, dude.
And
Like
I was about.
him.
He got me into DJ Clue and fucking Swiss Beats. I was
Yeah.
all about that sound, dude. The
Yeah.
Clue mixtapes and shit. Anyways,
Do you guys remember DJ Green Lantern?
the name is super familiar.
So he was like the first dude to really jump on mixtapes, and he would mixtape up like early Jay-Z, like all the Rockefeller dudes, Memphis Bleak, all those guys, man. That kid
No,
was
he had
no
incredible
joke.
mixtape mixes.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, he was up there. He was like that Clark Kent era shit.
There's a
Mhm.
few of the mixtape kings, man. There was like an era of that, like what Tony Touch is it?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Tony Touch is DJ. Yeah, Green Lantern was on Shady Rec. That's why I was like, where was he? He
Oh,
was, like,
Drama,
big, but-
DJ Drama. He
DJ
was like
Drama,
later,
yeah.
a little later, but he went in, dude. He's like
Mm-hmm.
self-proclaimed king of the mixtape kind of dude. I mean, he went in. He did it for a long time. Like, did Stretch and Bobito have fucking mixtapes? Were they kind of like the
They
beginning?
definitely
of that
did,
stuff?
but they were like, yeah. I mean, they were doing New York radio too, and that's
That
sort
shit
of
is
their- but
wild,
They did
man.
mixtape.
Oh shit! Did you guys hear about this presidential
Clue, DJ Clue.
address for the
What?
gun control shit?
Oh, I did hear about it.
Oh.
I didn't look in. I didn't read up, but
Really?
I
I'm
did
reading
see
them
the
right
headline.
now. So Biden
I
calls
did
for
not know about
Congress
it.
to enact a number of gun reforms, including number one, ban assault rifles, eliminate gun manufacturer immunity, require background checks for guns bought at gun shows, close Charleston loophole, reauthorize Violence Against Women Act.
Well, that first one, dude, ban assault rifles. If he can
Yeah.
make that happen, holy shit, that'd be
Yeah,
wild. A
I
lot of
mean-
people would be pissed, man.
Problem is when you ban stuff like that, they only become more sought out. So I agree
Well,
with
the
everything
last-
else.
Out of the last few, I think I don't know the statistics specific, but I know that the last few shootings, like the last few mass shootings, a good chunk of them, the guns were bought within like the last weeks before it and legally. So that's
Yeah.
fucking creepy.
That's huge. Yeah, I mean, I don't see those things. I mean, I totally agree with that. I don't know why somebody needs an assault rifle
I don't either.
or whatever. I know that that's like a
I'm not
loaded
the-
term in itself, but whatever. But like
I'm not
whatever
really for
whatever
them,
people
so-
need like a power gun like that. But I also see these as like even as a supporter of that, you're right. It's not like they go away, but these aren't the type of things that it disappears overnight. This means like,
Well, yeah,
if
the
it can
US
happen and it stays law, then over the next 10 years, maybe there'll be like a change.
the
But we're still
biggest
going to see a lot
manufacturer
of
of weapons
bullshit,
is
you know?
us. So
Yeah, exactly. We
it's
need
like,
people to buy our guns,
yeah,
but mostly, right, other countries and war-torn places. But
yeah.
yeah, that's hey, that's something. It's bold. I appreciate like actually taking a political stance and being like clear about it. You know,
I also think the same thing, like what you said about the, like, I mean, I'm sure somebody has some sort of good argument, but assault rifles do seem to be pretty like,
Yeah, but
man, if you need an assault rifle for a situation, then some shit has to be popping the fuck off, like for real.
yeah,
but then the
Yeah, for
issue
real.
is here. The issue is here. Only militarized people will have access to those weapons. That's the so.
Well, these guys,
That's
the
a
people that killed people recently,
Yeah, but so
they had them.
most of them, even if you have a single shot rifle, you can modify it to make a fully automatic weapon. It's not like this isn't like rocket science. You like the Vegas shooting
That's what
was a
bump
single
stock is,
yeah
right?
bump stock yeah. So he had a single fire high powered rifle. I might be wrong on this. Don't quote me on it. But whatever he did to it wasn't like a big modification. It was like
We just
simple,
have one. I
cheap.
thought he had a whole arsenal. I thought he had like
That's what I
crazy. Like I
heard.
thought that was like a whole thing where it was crazy because they were like, well, hey, this guy only did like it was just this guy.
Are we talking about
This guy had
the
this one,
the
the
guy
Vegas
that
shooting.
shot into the concert?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, that
yeah,
was
Wow.
gnarly.
Dude, my homie
Super
was
gnarly.
running lights for the. He was in the fucking front of
No
house.
Right, yeah, I forgot
way,
about that shit.
dude.
Yes, man. He
Dude,
fucking he. I can only imagine what he. I mean, I heard what he went through, and it's crazy, dude. It's fucking crazy. I can only imagine like where his mind was
Right.
and where it went from there. But God bless him, bro. He lived through it, and dude, he had to like crawl over bodies and shit. Like
yeah,
he was
man.
hiding under the front of house booth. Like from what I understand, I don't know the details because I haven't wanted to ask him, but we have a lot of mutual friends, and one of them told me that he was literally under like the scaffolding of the front of house structure. Like when it started popping off, he just went under, and oh man, that shit's
So
scary.
Dude,
That's the
that's
thing.
like
Like you don't want
go
that
ahead,
doesn't
go.
happen in other. That just doesn't happen in other places. That's the one thing. It's like what's the comparable like number? Not even just that, but like how many of those type of shootings we have
It's usually
that just are
bombings
like
in other
mindless
countries.
killing, man.
So that's
Yeah.
another thing that's like so there I forget I think it's Great Britain or one European country doesn't have any weapons. Like it's very hard to get a handgun. It's very hard to do. But what other people will do is you'll always hear about like someone in London will hijack a bus and just run it into like a sidewalk. You know what I mean? Evil people gonna do
Mhm.
evil shit regardless. I will say
Right.
the Vegas thing really still to this day, if I'm ever at a movie theater, if I went to a Dave Matthews concert not too long after the Vegas thing, and just like a new form of anxiety forms around the if
Mm-hmm.
something happens,
For
what am
sure.
I gonna do? And it's like it's a reality. It's not even like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's so
Totally.
fucking
Well,
weird to think about.
Yeah.
before the pandemic, we went to, I remember going to Disney World and at a very crowded time and thinking like that was a whole thing. It was like a crush of people, but all
Oh
we're thinking of was
yeah.
like, there's like, oh shoot, there's like all these people like, and it had been recently something had happened. And so it was like, you're thinking like, what's the way out or what, is there a way out? Not even thinking about the real like concern was the fact that we had a pandemic coming and the
Yeah.
potential of being
Shit.
spreading, that's like a whole other like aspect of that. But yeah, it's a weird place to be like, and who knows, is it like just because we're American, is it like an American identity thing? I mean, it's clearly like some kind of cultural like
I think it's definitely part of the
like
Americans.
cultural mental
Yeah.
health issue or
I was
something
gonna
where
say,
you're,
if
like,
we want to go back to the
fucking
Kanye talk, there's definitely
Yeah.
like this society breeds like issues, man. It's I don't I mean we could talk about all the reasons and the causes of it, but there's a lot of blatant ass fucking things that could definitely be doing it, It's
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
And then there's the conspiracies with those things, like fucking. I mean, there's a ton of people. I'm hearing a lot of people or seeing a lot of people. I don't know why I follow so many conspiracy
Yeah,
theories,
what's
but
going on with you, bro? You moved to
there's
the
like
woods.
all
You
these
started feeling
shootings. No,
killing. This
no,
guy's
this has
always
always
not
been.
you,
George.
bro.
You always
I've
kept up with the
I just
conspiracies, man.
the thing is that I like to I just like I more than any time now I'm like fuck these type of people or fuck people that think this just because I think it's because I have a kid and because of the pandemic
yeah.
too, but like less before, less I was less that before, and I was very like open to being friends with anybody that thought anything, and I liked having conversations with, like, I have friends that are flat earth theorists or flat earth whatever conspiracy. I can't even talk right now, but
Yeah.
yeah, I
Dude,
have
it's
friends
true.
that believe in all sorts of crazy shit, and I just like hearing them. I just like hearing the theory. I like talking about it, even if I don't believe in it. I like to entertain it and hear what it's about and see what they think. I don't know. Like the Vegas thing there was a big
There's a big one that
conspiracy
he was
thing.
helping.
There's a lot of
shit,
videos
yeah.
that kind of they point at some weird fucking details, like gunshots or sounds coming from lower levels, and like people. There's definitely people that were running out of the casino or out of that building that knew what was happening before it happened. If you look into what was going on, there's some weird shit that happened. So I don't know. It's just that's I don't know. I think maybe it's just because I smoke so much weed. I just like hearing fucking all these things and fucking and seeing what the fuck, what
No,
people think.
it's
I don't
true.
know.
Out of a lot of the stuff, I mean, some of the times it's like, okay, there's just like some fucked up shit that happened, but a lot of this, just the frequency, consistency, and you're just like, what the hell? Like, this is I mean, it's so insane just to think of people grabbing a gun and just shooting people and killing them like
Yeah.
that in mass. And it really makes you kind of makes you almost be like, there's got to be some other reason for it, there's
Right.
got to be some other shit going on. And also the Vegas shooting was horrific, and it's like weird, everything around it, the circumstances.
There's a lot of weird
were
things,
like,
and that's what
yeah.
people are saying. So that to finish the thought, I guess, or what I was saying is that, yeah, there's a lot of people saying that this is the government getting us ready to fucking take our guns away and shit. You know what I mean? Like, but that's
Well,
wild. That's
I
like the
mean-
Sandy Hook is fake thing that fucking Alex Jones went through. That shit is fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, I
It's
mean,
a
the
little-
North Hollywood shooting really changed everything for the nation because those dudes were so strapped and armored up that the cops
What's this?
in North Hollywood shooting.
The recent one.
No. This is like, I want to say 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s. I'll look it up. Hold on.
Oh, I
Um,
don't know this.
But so
Well, I'm
basically,
thinking of Orange.
two dudes, literally full Kevlar suits, head to toe, massive assault LMG guns, like weapons that like they would shoot a cop car and like spray it till it was like gone.
Ooh.
No host shooting. But what ended up happening was the cops didn't have enough firepower to stop these dudes from walking down the street. And so what ended up they had to do, it's called a cross on each other. You're not supposed to crossfire each other ever. They were like, we got to 360 these dudes, literally shooting each other in the panic of not being able to stop these dudes. Yeah, so here we go. The North Hollywood shootout was a confrontation between two heavily armored bank robbers. And like the police in 1997. So these dudes legitimately could not. It took them forever to put these guys down, and they're still in North Hollywood. They have a picture. They have the car actually to like kind of like remind everyone, and
Whoa.
the car is like fucking Swiss cheese, like literally fucking destroyed.
Are these the guys that, like, I heard about a bank robbery or some people that were getting away from the cops that they would stop in the highway and like
Yep, literally
it
start
was just
spraying.
like fucking
Yep, yeah.
crazy.
So that was.
dude.
It wasn't even on the highway, bro. We're talking like Lancashire, like that area. Like just in the middle of the street. And so the cops had to literally start shooting at each other to try and find holes in these dudes' armor. And then
Jesus,
that
man.
changed like the level of militarization on cops like forever in the country, especially out here. That's why the LAPD's got like fucking Gatling gun helicopters and shit now.
You know about the guy that was the cop that went killing other cops? That was back in
Yeah,
like
that's
Yeah, I
the
remember
Dorner.
that dude, the Dorner dude.
Chris
yeah.
Dorner.
Dorner, dude. That
Yeah.
is so wild. He has like an entire manifesto. Christopher Dorner. Holy crap.
how
That
corrupt
story
the cops
is
That was in
very interesting.
2013, right?
I mean, his reasoning is everything the reasons why he did it were all like, I mean, definitely not reasons to go fucking, never a reason to go fucking nuts like
kill
that.
people like crazy.
But his like, they were all real reasons. So that's definitely one thing that started shining the light on LAPD specifically, being very corrupt and all these like internal gangs. And still to this day, man, you hear about these internal gangs did you hear about this? I forgot the name of the gang, but there's a crew in the cops that in LAPD that they have initiations where they have to, like, they literally kill people, civilians, like when they're out, like
Fuck it all, bro.
dude, it's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. And then there's like the racist fucking groups in there, and
yeah, I mean, it's like we were talking about just how wild our culture is a little bit, and
this is crazy.
How
yeah,
grow up in it, and we have grown up. I mean, I'm 33, and it's like we've been, and from the beginning, it feels like, oh, this is so established, but 33 years ago, and for the most of the early life, it's like, oh, it's like United States, like the 90s, we're the greatest country on earth or whatever. And I visited last weekend the Hoover Dam for the first time because I was in Las Vegas for work.
nice.
Carl Adobo on the streets, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like an incredible thing, like the whole like dam and they built in just 6 years, this incredible thing. And I was just thinking, leaving it, like, is that gonna be like one of the greatest things actually that this country produces, like in terms of like physical like things? Because and like so many years ago, it actually has been a long time since we were like so great and incredible. The way that we just continually talk about ourselves is like America.
Yeah, but
like,
I think
so
that's why we're great though, that we get to talk about it, and like the violence and the intensity of that is a byproduct of the freedom of all that we have. Like genuinely,
Man.
I think that because with like we can say and do whatever the fuck we want. Literally, like there's still places in the world that you can't even talk about the government. You can't tweet about the government. That's insane. I tweet how much I hate these motherfuckers daily. I'd be in jail if I was.
If you smoke weed in like Dubai, you fucking go to jail
go
forever.
To jail. In the Philippines, if you get caught with weed, you get death for weed.
Some shit like that, yeah.
So
they
like
chop
you
your
gotta
hand off, and
you gotta like I'm always constantly for real though. It's constantly got a level with like the intense freedoms we have. The byproduct of it has to be these just crazy outbursts of violence. Otherwise, like
that's a good point.
I don't disagree. I just maybe I question like that the benefits of whatever those freedoms are, or what those freedoms mean, or like I like that being like just sort of like a outright good. Not that I want to have like some government control or anything like that, but it is like a question that
we need like the chart.
That's
of
clearly
like,
to me, I agree with you. I think that is where a lot of like our like messed up like culture comes from, like our belief, I guess, in that, in a sense. And in practice, though, it is like, first off, in practice, clearly there's certain groups that don't get to experience those freedoms in the same way, or at least, or if at all, in some places,
or as much. Right, I get you.
Yeah, or as much. And then the other side of it is like, even with all those freedoms, it's kind of like, well, what are we getting? Like, that's why I asked. It's like, oh, well, like the Hoover Dam was built by the government. Like the Hoover Dam was like wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for like taxes and government sort of like investment, and like also combining with really brilliant people to do something kind of crazy, like let's build this giant dam in the middle of this completely unlivable place.
It's crazy.
And what are we doing now that's like similar? Like, I don't know, it just feels very much that we've lost some, if we're talking about a society as a country, we've lost some kind of vision, in a sense. Like, what is like a collective vision, a collective project that we can all actually really feel proud of, other than just being like, we're free, No,
I mean, I get that, but it's also that loss of that comes with the control of the government. Like, it's side by side. Like, let's look at we've talked about it before. The greatest thinker we have in our country, right? It's got to be Elon, and he's doing things that will change how the world works.
What about Bill Nye, bro? Bill Nye the Science Guy. Come on.
No jokes, you fuck. No, but for real, like, he's trying to do things to keep the world around, and he's basically heralded as like a joke by higher ups in government. That they're still they're ignoring climate change. Like, what?
Then you see
the fuck
videos
are these
of
idiots doing?
Grimes what's her name? Grimes, right?
Grimes, yeah.
If you see videos of her talking and you know that he's with her, it's kind of like I don't. Some people are definitely like,
They had a
"What's
kid,
going
bro.
on here?"
They
Hey,
had a
shout out,
baby.
shout out to the
Shout out Elon.
to
Let's
the
get him on.
Tesla baby. Yo, that'd
I'd
be a
love to
great
talk to
guest
Elon.
too.
Get hyped
I'm making a
over
list
it.
of all
I mean,
our
I think that
potential guests here.
exactly. I think. I mean, not to. So I would question the premise of him being our greatest thinker, but I do think that there's like something to be said for like people who want to do big things, at least,
Yeah.
and how you go about doing them. I think that, well, my question is, how do we actually, like, do we feel? And we don't. You're right. I think one of the things that I would say is true when you see that reaction is that we don't feel like a collective kind of I don't think like there's like Elon heads who are super like, I'm on the team Elon, but what
Yeah.
is like aren't we like sort of supposed to be working towards a collective like vision, like as a, I don't know if we live in a country or at least a state or a community, like aren't we all kind of working towards something that would improve all of our lives? And so it's admirable that somebody like that exists, and how it's marshaled or how we see it happening. It's like sometimes it feels like it separates us more. It's like
Yeah,
people like
100%.
are just
Well, that's
either
what's
fighting
happening.
him or like
100%, yeah.
detracting him or defending him, and like in that sense it's like another
Well, is it
battleground.
because of that, or
right?
is it because of like just the things that we're doing around those things? Like,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, we all three believe that Trump being a president wasn't a helpful factor. Like
Yeah.
I strongly believe that guy was trying to split us if he could, like literally 50. Like he might have even fucking done it, like more, just split us right down the middle.
I think
like,
we're giving him too much credit on that. I genuinely
Really?
do. Yeah, because there was a guy who interviewed him. He was like the number one dude to interview him. I forget what podcast. I think it was the Lex Friedman podcast. But he was basically like, this dude is an actor. Like, the way he can deflect things is because once he's off camera and he knows that veil is lifted, it's a completely different person. So I think that he's playing these deflections so well. And also at the end of the day, like, Biden came in and did worse shit in 10 days.
I was gonna say, I mean, every president has like,
but I will say having an active Donald Trump Twitter was awful. And I
it
think
was
that
a
there should
different
be
thing though.
Yeah.
He was a different monster, and the way, like, the hate that
But he was an actor.
like instilled in shit. But no other president really was so like negative with shit like that. I mean, I'm the first person to say that I think every president's a puppet. Like, I don't think, and maybe Trump the least, man, and that's probably what made him even crazier. But I think there's so, like, all of our presidents, especially like in the last few decades, are just like the face of a huge group of people that are telling them or running the ship instead of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but this shit. Okay, so listen to this. I heard this, and it sits with me still as probably the most legitimate common sense point I've heard about his presidency at all. He doesn't trust the government. That's why he hired
Trump.
people. Yeah, that's why he
Right.
hired his family that he knows he can trust. And I'm
Which
like,
is why I say,
thinking
like,
about that. That makes so much fucking sense that this dude doesn't trust the government because he knows
Totally.
it's corrupt. He's been in that socialite circle for so long that he's like, I don't care what the people think. I'm going to put people near me that I know I can trust. And I'm like, as a businessman, that's what you need to do to succeed in business. You need to have hands that you can personally trust with your assets.
But at the
So-
same time, people are like saying like he's not like the president that you could lobby to and shit. Like, that's total bullshit too. Like, he's not a politician is what they would say. He doesn't,
not.
bullshit. No, but so many companies, so many people had money invested in him, and he definitely had people fucking like, paying him to do certain shit, or fucking like had interests in his stuff. As much as people said that, he's not the president that's gonna be like for the lobbying and for like this corrupt system that allows like the people to gain access to power through the president. Like, I don't believe that. I totally don't believe that. I think there was so many things that so many people that had, they benefited from the shit that he was doing. 100%.
Yeah, the Republican Party, basically. Like,
well,
he everything he did was
just.
so right. Like everything was so right-sided, not right as in like morally right,
Right
just
wing.
like
Right,
right
right.
wing to the point where the Republican GOP, like all
But they
of it,
like
dude.
that was like a Hail Mary hijacking
Yeah, but
almost,
that's
right? Like,
exactly. That's why I
It
think
worked.
that legitimately, I do not think that President Trump, when he was president, right, what we saw was just like a circus monkey. And then
hmm.
off camera, and this is the dude who interviewed him the most. And I'll send you guys in the group chat the interview because the way he talks about it is like someone getting out of a scene. And once he
Hmm.
knows he doesn't have to deflect, and I mean, I've said before, I hate Donald Trump, but his ability to deflect blame is like one of his greatest assets
But
as
it's like
like
a child. He does it
yeah,
like
like a
a
child.
child,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
I 100% agree, but that doesn't change the fact that he would do it at the highest stage. Like, is there
Right.
a higher seat?
No,
Yeah.
right. I get
No.
you. And
It's
it is a
weird, bro.
basic
What an
like
anomaly of just like 4 years that is.
fuck, man.
It's over, thank God.
Oh,
But now,
it
What a
but so
way to end it too.
yeah.
God,
But like,
dude.
so back
It's a
to
movie, bro.
business as
Yeah,
usual
for
is
real.
us being very, you want to talk about like national pride. We're going into other countries again, killing people. We're fracking oil again. Like, we're business as usual should not be the as usual. It needs to be
Yeah.
a much better quality of United
We really
States,
like
in my
fucked
opinion.
ourselves by like putting. I mean, it's great that we don't have like the uncertainty and stress, I guess, that the language of a Donald Trump brings. I agree,
Yeah.
but
A kook.
we really didn't put something because if you believe in certain things that are happening like that feel like the world is sort of in multiple crises, then you need somebody that's gonna like change things, not like
Right.
Grandpa Joe like sitting
But that's what I'm
there
Okay.
in a
saying.
rocking chair.
Yeah.
And I'm
He has
sorry,
to be
like
the biggest puppet of
yeah,
all of them, dude, honestly.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
like he literally
But there
can't
you go.
talk. So
That's like the
He
system
literally can't
working.
talk, bro.
That's the system
sorry.
itself fucking us because we're like, all right, you can get this guy out, but it has to be through
Yeah.
this dude only. It's
Well, I'm
like,
just hoping Big
well, what the
Mama
fuck else are we
Kamala,
gonna
yo.
do? You know what I mean? Like,
Instate Big Mama Kamala, and let's just usher in the authoritarian government and give up all these freedoms. Fuck it. Who cares? I'm halfway
hmm.
through my life at this point, bro. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, we got to
And
say
that's another
different,
thing that it
different
got me
things.
to that point too. That I was like, you know what? If like the right is correct about this becoming the beginning of like the NWO and like the world
But I
being
mean, like, they are
one
technically, because
controlled.
now they're going for
I
the
mean,
guns, bro. They called it months before they even got the guy elected. They're like, first it's going to be this, and then it's going to be guns. And like, we're 3 months in, and
Yeah,
but the guns have been that shit's been a thing that's on its way.
right.
Like, look at what the
And
fuck's
they can.
happening,
And what?
bro.
I'm not.
And what are they gonna
Listen,
do?
listen.
What do they want with their guns? Like, yeah, they obviously want them off
I'm
the
not
streets and
defending the
whatever. There's
right.
good
I'm
reasons.
just
I'm
saying,
just saying,
bro.
like,
No,
if
it's
the
a valid
state
point.
wants to point a fucking bazooka at your house and blow you up, look what they're doing everywhere. They can
Yeah.
fucking do that. They're gonna
No
fly a
gun is
drone
gonna
and they're
fucking
gonna
stop
blow
that
you up
shit.
in
Yeah,
your apartment, like
I
right
get it.
now,
A
because they'll
drone,
probably,
bro. This size drone is gonna be like.
some kid like ninja with red fucking hair is gonna be playing a video game and blow you up someday with like in
100%.
their Fortnite game. That's what it's gonna be like, if they want to.
Not if
And
I
that's the thing
build,
that's like a
bro. Let
little
me get
bit
that
like
metal up and I'll build myself a fort.
Yeah. Yo, Halsey's nasty with it. I'm telling you, bro. He's humble. He's too humble with the
Nah,
Fortnite.
dude. So here's the thing, man. I'm at the tip of the iceberg because I get destroyed by kids, and I literally got to go like breathing exercise in the other room. I'm so frustrated. I'm like, I gotta USA my shit out of my body.
I see that. I've heard him play
These
too. He
children.
definitely gets
Bro,
fucked.
because it's like it's a good game, it's a solid game, but it's like the disrespect you can put on people in that game is just
Yeah,
astronomical, bro.
it's true.
I'll have like and I
The
do it
little
too, bro.
dance when you
Yeah,
get murked and then
when
the
I
little
kill
dance.
someone
You're
that I
like,
shouldn't have
"No."
killed, the first thing I do is throw the L on them, and I'm like, you know.
Yeah, I have my little my trademark is the rock and roll. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah. Remember the saxophone one too? I'm gonna break that
dude,
out later.
it's a
And you
genius
just
game.
know
What's
they're yelling on
amazing?
the other side. You don't even have to hear them. There's
Yeah,
I think the
yeah,
most
you
genius
could just
thing is
you
that
know.
you can they switch it up every like couple weeks on you. It's like
Yeah.
it's a different game all the time. They're fucking genius.
This
and
one's
it's
been
free.
pretty crazy. This
Yeah,
one's
it's a
been
little
pretty
wild,
nutty.
man. Building
Wait,
your
I
own
don't
guns, you
play
can
it.
upgrade your guns by getting materials, and you
You can
got
hunt
animals that you
now.
can like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, and you can tame them. They
Dope.
can become your animals that attack for you. Like it's pretty wild. And then there's these like fucking like Superman bots everywhere that fucking like third party or battles with other people. It's fucked
Mhm.
up, man. I'm not.
It's pretty brilliant. I love the
It-
whole like
It
idea
is.
of this
It's like
game
Ready
that
Player
becomes
One
new
now,
games
dude.
all the time. Yeah, exactly.
It's real,
Huh.
like the copyright shit that they have. They got DC, Marvel. They got fucking
You name it,
the
bro.
horror universe now. They got
Alien, Predator.
Predator, like all of it, dude. It's
Fucking Laura Croft, everything,
Tomb Raider.
all the systems,
Mhm.
all the fucking X-Men was a thing for a
Master
while.
Chief, Kratos, God of War, like all these dudes, and it's
Fucking
all in one
Keanu Reeves
universe.
is in there.
Yup.
That'd be
Well,
cool if you
fuck.
could like. Yeah. Well, shit.
Well, fuck,
Well,
We're
dude.
gonna do
fuck.
Fortnite.
You got to do
I
it.
was like, I'm
It's
outta
all
here, bro. I'm
fucked. We
gonna
might as
go
well go play Fortnite.
Well,
That's
Cal
it.
and I are gonna go get some dinner, bro. What about Verdugis?
Yeah,
Hey, oh my
it's
god.
open. Me
Yeah,
and
I
me and
miss it,
Bree,
man.
we went by there the other day.
Do we want to
Yeah.
do what are we feeling? Do we want to do Asian or do we want to do some like I'm down for whatever.
You almost got me sold, and sorry to do this on pod here, but you got me sold on some ramen. Yeah,
I kind of want ramen
Some
too,
nice-
bro. It's been
I
a
know.
minute since I had some ramen.
we can order that.
Silver Lake?
It's just as good ordering. Yeah, but it's so long. It's just as good ordering it to go. It's to go, and we can just have it out here on the
Honestly,
on the
man,
patio.
we lived too far from it, I think. So when we would get it to go, it didn't feel
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah,
Silver
bro.
You
Lake
gotta
is
time
the
it.
king of
You gotta
ramen.
time it
That
right.
is the best ramen ever. That
It's
shit is
dope. I'm
incredible.
realizing there's so many ramens, but I mean, for the
Silver
vegetarian
Lake,
one,
yeah.
it's so
I
good.
tried a
It's
few,
all
man.
Delish.
I tried it like a good 4 or 5 spots out there, and
Mhm.
nothing compared, man.
KBBQ. Fuck,
I'm not there yet. All right.
bro. Well, Korean barbecue's
Let's
outside
walk
now.
before
have
you
you
can
seen?
run.
Have
okay?
you seen
Why?
the outdoor
Why?
Korean barbecue shit, Cal? They
No, I
literally
haven't.
bring
That's cool,
you
though.
a portable like grill, and it's all out. It's great. I went to one a couple weeks ago.
That's
Actually,
fire.
it wasn't bad.
We should do that. I get mine set. I get V2 on Tuesday.
Hey.
Like, how'd number
Jab
one
number
go?
2.
Oh yeah,
chill.
dude, we're
chill.
vaccinated.
You guys are
You're
vaccinated.
full. You're full up.
Me and I was about to say.
Oh yeah,
Cal and
wait.
I-
We didn't even talk about this shit.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
I get my second Pfizer. on
Pfizer
Tuesday.
fellas, baby. Pfizer fellas.
Pfizer fellas,
Pafone.
bro.
the new gang. The new gang.
Pfizer fellas, Moderna mommies. Oh,
My second one's
lord.
on 420, bro.
Yeah,
It's gonna be the most memorable 420 ever.
Yeah, well, so walk me through it because I mean I have the option to, and I'm still kind of in the camp of. I mean, I'm going to get it no matter what. Like I'm going to.
Look at me. I'm okay. I'll tell you.
I was
about the
skeptic
next
at
second
first.
shot next week. Yeah, I get
Well,
it.
which one
But
is it?
now
Isn't
so
the
many
second
people
one
gotten it.
worse than the first one?
Apparently, well, they say I had it, so sometimes that
pops.
has a different effect. But they say the
True,
second
true,
one makes
true.
you. Oh, wait, what happened to?
My dad got
Your
his
pops?
second one, Moderna, yesterday, and he's fucking beat up right now. He's
Yeah.
pretty like he said it was pretty hardcore. The first one didn't do him that bad, but
Yeah.
it did me.
That's
I
what
did
I've heard too.
Pfizer got the. What was weird with me is I got weird like 3 days later is when it hit me, which is super weird.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
probably
convinced that
your-
I caught COVID actually for a little bit.
But that's just
I
your
thought-
body fighting off the immune response being worn down over the 72. You know.
But they say you're supposed to feel it within the first 2 days is what I heard everybody talk about. So when I felt it the third and the fourth day too, kind of, I was like, what the fuck's going on here? I thought I fucking caught it when I got the vaccine or some shit. I don't know, but it definitely, yeah. I heard a lot of people since then say, yeah, they got it late. My landlord said after the second one, he was down for like a week, which is
Whew.
crazy, dude. Yeah, that's a long time, dude. It's
That's a long
creepy.
time.
He's like 80 though. He's like
Yeah.
Well,
He's
you know,
like-
I've been around people that have had it so much, and I still haven't gotten it. I'm gonna get the vaccination, but I'm going to not get it yet.
I think you're.
what's your
immune.
thinking? What's your Yeah, I'm
Well,
convinced.
so I'm in
you-
the camp of that.
Well,
me getting it in California is taking it from someone who actually needs it.
right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like, and I don't think
Well,
that's.
at
I
this
don't.
point,
I
I
don't know
don't
if
know.
that's necessarily true anymore. But I
That's what I was
also
gonna say.
have been working the whole time through this thing. I have not outside of like a sore throat here and there,
Mhm.
to my knowledge, had COVID, but I've been in situations with people, like direct contact with people who've had it. I haven't gotten sick yet, knock on wood. So I'm like, until I feel that I'm actually in like a jeopardy of it, you know,
Mhm.
like don't fix
Yeah,
something that's not broken. Is kind of my
that's fair.
mind right now. But
I would
get
just think that
vaccinated.
because,
Just
yeah,
everyone go get
exactly. For
vaccinated.
absolutely, if for your specific case, I would only say that you should try to time it so that because they're gonna open June 15th, whether we like one way or another, it doesn't matter. So like, just
Oh,
try to
that's a
time
good
it so
point.
that
I didn't even
you're
think
good to
about
go.
that.
Like whether or not like whoever
Well,
like
that's
have it or
kind of
not, they're opening. So
that's kind
like
of what
get
happened with.
vaccinated by then.
I didn't
Yeah.
think about that. That's a good call, Cal. That's a genuinely a good. Because if
Well,
everything opens up and then I get it, I'm gonna be so pissed that everyone's
that's what
having
happened
fun and
with
I'm
Jose. That's what I
inside.
was saying.
Oh
So
wait, yeah.
Jose works at a restaurant, and I don't like. I was convinced he was fucking immune to COVID, but then what? It was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago, he got it finally, which sucks. And he had already gotten his first vaccine, and he caught it right when the fucking restaurants opened indoors. That's literally what
Fuck,
happened,
dude.
dude. And he works in a restaurant. He was fucking dodging that shit like a goddamn king, dude. He was doing it. He was like so on it, dude. He was not like letting that shit near him. And then he still doesn't know if his wife got it first or if he did, but yeah, dude,
That's a
he
good
finally
call.
got it. He was so bummed. I was so bummed for him, man. He made it so far, dude.
Super. Yeah, I know. From him being out working
He was
in
every
public for
day
the whole
out there,
time.
dude.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
And people in his kitchen were getting it. Like every once in a while, he would have a coworker that got it, and he never got it until fucking a couple weeks ago. Which fuck, dude, I can't believe. Honestly, we were all three of us were like, damn, dude, I can't believe it, man. Like, so the only way his wife could have gotten it first was if she got it because she broke her leg basically recently,
Oof.
and she went to get her staples taken out. So it was either that visit to the doctor or when the restaurant opened indoors for Jose.
Probably the restaurant. But also I've been in restaurants now. I've been going to bars indoors for like a month now.
No shit, that's why.
Yeah.
See, that's like I'm like, what
Like
the fuck?
also like,
That's
That's why I think you're immune.
creepy.
bleep this out. Bleep this out, but like I'm not just like drinking with strangers. Like I'm fucking bleep all that out. Beep 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 beep. Real quick, rapid
Fucking
succession.
around,
Yeah,
You said you
doing
are, or
or
you're not.
doing
Wait,
I am.
having
I am.
doing orgies.
Yeah,
Like
I'm doing segs. No, I'm just joking. I haven't done any of that. But it's just like
you haven't done
I'm in
segs
a
in a
place
while.
where like once the bars opened, right? I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go into like a closed door bar. And then I got drunk and I
but
was
you
like,
did.
that's out the window. See ya. And I
Then
just
I
had
got
a great
drunk.
fucking
Fuck.
time.
Well,
And
that's the stupidest fucking reasoning ever, dude. What are you talking about?
I feel fine, George.
Dude, I mean,
Listen, man.
once again, you said you've had like sore throats and shit. You could have fucking had it already, bro. Like,
Well, okay,
Yeah,
well
and
then I'm
not know.
chilling then.
But are you
yeah,
testing a
true.
lot?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I know
Not
I
anymore.
haven't had it because I'm still testing about 4 times a week. I'm at like 60 for
Really?
60. Yeah, well, because I have to
Damn.
for work.
Holy crap. that's
Anytime I
wild.
go on a scout with a new production meeting, I have to go do either rapid test or I have to schedule a test in the morning before the scout because it's so many people from so many different parts of like production and gaffer, lighting, electric, all that shit.
Dude,
Every
film
so
industry is on it, dude.
Yeah, they really are. And so there was one day where I had a job overlap. I had a scout in the morning with one, and I got a test the day prior, so I was clear for that. And the second half of my day, they were like, that test doesn't count for us. You have to go do another one. And I was like, these motherfuckers are like you're saying, they're on it.
That's
Like,
weird though. Like nothing would change
yeah, but so
unless you got it
it's a
5 days
liability
before
thing.
that hour, like
Well,
or
I mean,
whatever.
it's just a matter of tracing it. So if I did get
Right.
sick, I reported in and stuff. But I'm at like 60 for 60, probably more now. I stopped counting at like 30 tests. So,
I heard Netflix is fucking on
yep.
point. Like
My next job is a Netflix show, and they start the 21st and they go till I think a month and a half straight, 5 days a week, tests daily, like an entire medical squad there for testing on site.
yeah. And they
Like,
have like phases, so like
yep. Well, it's
electric
color
goes in,
coded. It's
and
color
they have like
coordinated
set
now.
design. Then they have like all these people coming in and out. Everybody takes their turns,
It's like
and
group
nobody
one.
around any actors without 2 masks on.
Yep.
And fucking, it's like
What's
1
really
or 2
cool is
tests
how
a
they do
day. Crazy shit,
the
dude.
food and like the bathrooms. It's all like group 1 is this side, group 2 is this side, and like they're separated by test times. So it's basically you're in this pocket, like, group of people you work with, whatever. And there's only one interaction a day, which is food. And you go basically like in school by classroom. It's weird, man. But you know what? Whatever, bro. It is what it is.
They're doing it. They're doing it. It sounds like the first thing that I saw that was like that seemed to be pretty on point was the Joe Rogan podcast that this guy was like
Yeah.
testing everybody coming in. To me, that was like, this is before anybody's doing that type of shit. So he's like the
Yeah,
first
well, he also
person.
needed to though, because he didn't stop. So if he not
Right,
done
exactly.
that, like he would have been crucified.
Dude, speaking of Netflix, fucking Kyle, our buddy Cal, he's working the Stranger Things set, which sounds super rad,
Really?
man. In
That
Atlanta,
is
yeah.
Pretty cool. Dang.
Pretty
That's
cool,
really
man.
dope.
Am I supposed to
I
not
love
talk
that.
about that? I don't even know if that's a thing.
I think
Nah,
so.
you're allowed to
Fine.
talk about it.
Did I get him in trouble? Let's call him fucking Stan. His name is Stan.
Yeah, throw a bleep on him
Stanny.
too.
Yeah. It was
All right,
bleep the
boys,
whole
should we call it
last
for
10
this
minutes.
week? What do you think?
Dude,
Dale,
time's
yeah.
flying. Time's flying.
Yeah, that was
I
a good
think I'm
episode. I
there.
feel like that was a solid. Everyone
Yeah.
got
Let's
to talk.
actually get a guest this time. Let's do it
Yo,
next
you
time.
guys have more friends than
Next time.
me. So
Well, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yeah.
it.
And
All
we're
right,
gonna go
everybody.
next week.
See y'all next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-record. I'm re-recording just because we realized these
No, yeah.
motherfuckers didn't smoke weed today, and we had the
We're
most
like-
fluid conversation we've had in 2 fucking seasons.
We
God
literally
damn.
were like, why are we so chatty today? This is
Yeah.
amazing.
You're not fucking
You still
droopy-eyed
No, me
bozo
neither.
shit. All right, well, fucking see y'all next week. Bye.